You take your daily vitamins because you want to stay strong, active, and independent. That's smart. But what if I told you that 4 of the most common vitamins in America might actually be weakening your legs, not helping? Weak knees, cramping calves, aching thighs. These aren't always signs of aging. Sometimes they're side effects of the very pills sitting in your kitchen cabinet. Millions of Americans over 50 are unknowingly sabotaging their mobility by taking the wrong type or wrong dose of these vitamins. And the worst part, it's not rare. It's routine. You might have been told to take more vitamin D for your bones, or vitamin A for your eyes, or B6 for your nerves. Sounds helpful, right? But too much of these healthy nutrients can lead to serious damage. Muscle loss, nerve pain, stiff joints, trouble walking. Once it starts, it doesn't stop. You slowly lose strength, balance, and confidence. This isn't fear-mongering, it's a warning. If your legs have been feeling off lately, don't ignore it. This video might be the wake-up call you've been needing. We're going to uncover the 4 specific vitamins that could be the hidden reason your legs feel tired, sore, or shaky. Before you take your next supplement, you need to hear this. Because the vitamin that's meant to protect you could be the very thing pulling your legs out from under you. Let's get into it. Let's start with the first culprit, vitamin A. This one surprises most people. You've probably heard it's good for your vision, your immune system, even your skin. And that's true. But after 60, too much vitamin A can quietly work against your legs. Instead of keeping you strong, it can trigger muscle pain, bone loss, and inflammation in your joints. All of this makes walking, climbing stairs, or even standing up from a chair much harder over time. Here's what's happening inside your body. Vitamin A is a fat-soluble vitamin. That means it's stored, not flushed out. As we age, our liver becomes less efficient at clearing excess vitamin A. According to the National Institutes of Health, consuming more than 3,000 micrograms per day can lead to toxicity. The danger is many older adults take multiple supplements without realizing they overlap. One multivitamin might contain 1,500 megagenerators. Add a separate eye support formula or cod liver oil, and you're already way past safe limits. What are the signs? Leg pain, hip soreness, stiffness when moving. In more severe cases, people develop hypervitaminosis A, a condition linked to weakened bones and spontaneous fractures, especially in the hips and legs. A study published in the New England Journal of Medicine found that older women with high vitamin A levels had a 1.5 times higher risk of hip fracture than those with moderate intake. And that's just from the vitamin itself. When you're deficient in minerals like magnesium and calcium, which excess vitamin A can block your leg muscles, it can even more. So what can you do? First, check your labels. Look at everything you take, not just one bottle. Add up the total micrograms of vitamin A you're consuming per day. The safe upper limit for adults is 3,000 mags per day, and ideally you should stay under 2,000 mags unless directed otherwise by your doctor. Second, avoid stacking products. Don't take a multivitamin and then add a separate skin or eye supplement with high vitamin A. Third, focus on food-based sources. Carrots, sweet potatoes, spinach, and eggs offer beta-carotene, a form of vitamin A your body can regulate more safely. It only converts what it needs. You don't get the same risk of toxicity. Finally, if you're already feeling unusual muscle soreness or stiffness in your hips or thighs, talk to your doctor immediately. Ask for a blood test to check your vitamin A and liver function. The damage caused by too much vitamin A can creep up quietly, but it can also be reversed if caught in time. Now let's talk about a vitamin that's everywhere, vitamin D. You've heard it's good for your bones, right? That's why millions of Americans over 50 take it daily. But here's the catch. Too much vitamin D can actually hurt your legs instead of helping them. It sounds backward, but the science is clear. High doses over time can lead to muscle pain, joint stiffness, and dangerous calcium buildup in soft tissues like your thighs and knees. Vitamin D is another fat-soluble vitamin, which means your body stores the extra instead of flushing it out. The CDC estimates that nearly 40% of adults over 60 take supplements with more than 4,000 IU daily, often on top of fortified foods like milk, orange juice, and cereal. That's already above the recommended upper limit. When vitamin D levels are too high, your body absorbs too much calcium, and that calcium can settle in the wrong places. Instead of going into your bones, it builds up in soft tissues like the muscles around your legs. This condition is called soft tissue calcification. It leads to pain, swelling, and limited range of motion. A 2020 study in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism found that older adults with elevated vitamin D levels had a higher risk of muscle weakness and falls, especially among those already taking calcium supplements. The signs are easy to miss at first. You might feel soreness after walking short distances or cramping in your calves after sitting. Some people notice a tight, heavy feeling in the thighs. These symptoms don't always point to vitamin D overload, but if you've been supplementing for months or years without testing your levels, it's time to pay attention. So what's the fix? First, get a blood test. Ask your doctor to check your 25-hydroxy vitamin D level. The ideal range is usually 30 to 50 mg per ml. If you're over 60 mg per ml, you're in risky territory. Second, don't guess your dosage. Stick with 1,000 to 2,000 IU per day unless prescribed otherwise. Avoid megadoses unless you've been diagnosed with a clear deficiency. Lastly, add natural sources into your diet. Salmon, egg yolks, and mushrooms are great options. Get a few minutes of morning sun each day if you can. And if your legs have been feeling strange lately, don't ignore it. Too much vitamin D might be the reason your strength is slipping. If your legs have been feeling numb, shaky, or weak, the problem might not be your muscles. It could be your nerves. And one surprising cause is vitamin B6. This vitamin is often marketed for nerve health and energy, but too much of it can actually damage your nerves, especially the ones that control your legs. That's not a theory, it's a proven fact. Vitamin B6 is water-soluble, but in high doses taken over time, it can still build up in the body and cause nerve toxicity. According to the National Institutes of Health, the safe upper limit for adults is 100 milligrams per day. Yet some supplements marketed for joint pain, sleep, or energy contain 200 to 500 milligrams in a single dose. If you're taking a multivitamin plus a separate nerve support pill plus maybe an energy drink or shake, you might be well over that limit without realizing it. What happens when you get too much? You start to lose coordination. You may feel tingling, burning, or pins and needles in your feet and calves. Some people describe it as walking on sponge or not knowing exactly where their feet are. A study from Neurology in 2004 confirmed that prolonged exposure to high doses of B6 caused sensory nerve damage in otherwise healthy adults. This damage can affect balance and reflexes, especially in people over 60. The worst part is how slow and sneaky it is. Symptoms can show up after weeks or months and may take just as long to reverse. In some cases, the damage becomes permanent. If you've been feeling unsteady, especially at night, or you've noticed a loss of sensation in your toes, it's time to take a close look at your supplements. Here's what to do right now. First, add up your daily intake of B6 from every source. Stick to under 100 milligrams per day unless your doctor says otherwise. Second, avoid stacking B6 from multiple supplements. You don't need a multivitamin and a separate nerve formula. One is enough. Third, focus on real foods that offer safe levels of B6 like bananas, turkey, tuna, and potato. Finally, if you suspect nerve damage, talk to your doctor right away. blood tests, and a simple neurological exam can catch the problem early. Don't wait for your legs to give out. You have the power to stop this before it goes too far. The last vitamin on our list might surprise you: vitamin E. It's often seen as the go-to supplement for skin, heart, and aging support. But if you're taking high doses every day, you could be setting yourself up for muscle weakness, poor coordination, and even bleeding inside your leg muscles. Yes, even something as safe as vitamin E can turn dangerous when used the wrong way. Vitamin E is fat-soluble, which means it stays in your body longer. That might sound helpful, but it also means the risk of overdose is real. The recommended daily allowance for adults is just 15 milligrams per day, which equals about 22 IU. However, many Americans take supplements containing 400 IU or more, believing more is better. That's not true. A 2011 study published in the Journal of the American Medical Association showed that older adults taking high-dose vitamin E had an increased risk of all-cause mortality. And when it comes to your legs, the danger is even more specific. High levels of vitamin E can interfere with vitamin K. That's the nutrient your body uses to clot blood. When clotting is slowed, it becomes easier to bruise, easier to bleed, and much harder for your muscles to heal after stress or strain. That includes your thighs, calves, and knees, especially if you walk regularly or exercise. If you've ever felt deep soreness or swelling after mild activity, and it doesn't go away, high-dose vitamin E might be a factor. Even worse, it can affect how your brain sends signals to your muscles. Vitamin E overdose has been linked to ataxia, a condition that causes tremors, poor balance, and leg instability. A review from Harvard Medical School warned that long-term use of high-dose vitamin E could lead to neurological symptoms in people over 60. That includes trouble walking, slow reflexes, and a general feeling of weakness in the lower body. So what's the fix? First, check your labels. If your daily dose of vitamin E is more than 200 IU, talk to your doctor. You likely don't need that much unless you have a diagnosed deficiency. Second, get your vitamin E from food. Almonds, sunflower seeds, spinach, and olive oil are all excellent sources. They give your body what it needs without the risk of overload. And most important, listen to your body. If your legs feel weak or off balance, don't blame age. Look closer at your supplements. The answer might be hiding in plain sight. By now you can see the truth. The vitamins you've trusted for years may not be as harmless as you thought. Vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin B6, vitamin E, 4 names that show up in nearly every supplement aisle across America. 4 names that, when taken without care, can slowly weaken your legs, damage your nerves, and steal your freedom to move. You're not alone. Millions of Americans over 50 are dealing with pain, stiffness, cramping, and weakness without ever realizing the real cause. And every pill they take brings them one step closer to a fall, a fracture, or a life they can no longer live on their own terms. But here's the good news. You can take back control today. Start by reading every label, add up the total daily amounts, stay within safe limits. If you don't know your levels, ask your doctor for a blood test. One simple check could save your legs, your balance, and your independence. Choose real food over megadose pills. Choose movement over mystery symptoms. And above all, choose awareness. No supplement should cost you your ability to walk, drive, or enjoy life. If your legs have been telling you something, don't ignore it. They're not just tired, they might be warning you. And this video might be the moment that turns it all around. Comment below what vitamins you're currently taking. Let's start a conversation, because your health isn't just personal, it's powerful, and it starts with the truth.